do this themselves. It's not just about being under pressure. Boris Johnson for a few weeks now has made it clear that it is under review. Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, of course, not surprisingly, given he's the one looking at the numbers every day and looking at some pretty stark, horrific numbers when it comes to the economy, made it very clear to Conservatives.
Working in the mill was just as hard and brutal as anywhere else. You worked a 6-day week, 12 hours a day. And inside the mill, it was so hot and humid. It was ideal for producing cotton yarn, but it was hellish for the workers. And the looms, they were so noisy.
Here's Brosnan.
Okay.
So I'll say the Living Daylights, please, Ben.
Should we light it up?
Yes, please.
We're going to go with the Living Daylights, please. Let's find out if we've got this. We need these 3 counts.
We do.
You sound like you know your bonds, though.
I don't.
Got to front this out.
I think you get flashbacks to a cat that doesn't wake up, so you're always watching them, trying to see as close as possible. Can you see it breathing, which actually isn't as easy as it sounds.
Our responsibility now.
Okay, fine. These rats are our responsibility. But what happens when they mate and there are hundreds of them?
Mate, they're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah, not such a problem with rats. Now, they're more of a love the one you're with kind of animal.
No.
Let's take this step by step.
Trust a Trader, sponsoring Daytime on ITV2.
TrustATrader.com.
ITV2 invites you to soak up.
That kind of thing.
You live on your own?
That's why they call me Handbag Henry. Though what they imply is very far from the truth. I'm a ladies' man. I just never found somebody that I fancied who would fancy me, Paul.
For any trace amounts of narcotics whatsoever.
But the traveller isn't totally off the hook.
First of all, with your plant products, which I'm going to keep, just for the simple fact that you failed to declare it, that is a $500 fine. Today you're going to get a verbal warning.
Marvellous, thank you.
That's 2 great deals so far, but Drew's still looking for something to bundle in with the pair of chrome leather chairs.
Wow, look at those. My gosh. They're pendants.
Yeah,
they are as well.
They're pendants.
Red flags, and eating it cold is just insane.
No, it's not cold, it's display temperature.
Jake.
There's a difference, Amy.
No, Jake, he's looking at us. Well, this is happening.
Huh?
Think of death. I do believe it has. Dear Clarissa, it is inevitable. Until such savages are sufficiently civilized to understand and abide by decisions arrived at by arbitration, we must have war.
There are a few structural issues that they would like to get checked over. They would, however, like to make an offer. So the offer is £70,000 and is subject to a structural survey. Thank you.
Matt is a photographer, so you know about taking photos and what they should look like, and that is pretty amazing.
It's astonishing, isn't it? And the quality is amazing. By the way, you get this paper, you get 20 sheets of this A4 paper.
Presenting eFoldy, the compact mobility scooter that transforms from the size of a wheeled suitcase into a powered scooter in seconds.
Walls done in a cream. Yeah, our room was as well, wasn't it, Cal? Our room was lovely. You know, the soft furnishings.
I'm not saying it's not. You know, if you don't want that advice, fine. I'm not pushing it at you all. I'm just saying, in my opinion, just go with it a bit. I think we took a bit of stick from everybody around the table about their...
So, Ross, you OK in there?
A bit of a squeeze, but quite comfy.
Quite comfy. Good. Good mark for Renault there. We've all been there, lost in a shipyard. Your biorhythms are wrong, you feel...
I don't know, I mean, I guess you could say I was a workaholic. But by the time I recognised the problem, you know, I thought I could make it all right with this big, grand gesture.
Leaving Skelthwaite behind.
Yeah. Only problem was, Ruth had given up waiting. She'd got a new life.
The jury needs to hear her.
We'll have to disclose that Farina's the father.
No choice. Marx is vilifying her. If we don't call her as a witness, the jury will assume we've got something to hide.
Up the studio lights a bit, just to show you, because they, you know, come, let's say, Halloween or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these are the, you know, you can, again, great to tell ghost stories with the kids.
Yeah.
With
through no fault of their own. The long-term implications of oil spills are little understood, and many of the facts are often buried or manipulated. In a world driven by share markets, tainted beaches, dead wildlife and bankrupt families are
the baker now making bread for food parcels, and the dental practice now donating PPE to the NHS. Just 3 of the businesses adapting during lockdown with our support. Lloyds Bank, by the side of...
Sunk in the English Channel in preparation for D-Day. Now, true to their name, they were to rise again to play their part in the invasion of France.
Of course, there's always the chance that once you've done the first sink, it actually does what it's supposed to do and sticks into the ground and then stays there nice and stable against the sea currents.
We're the first one to call it. There's so many women out there that think that just because they know where to shop and what looks good on them, that they can just go create a clothing line. I have a fashion design degree. I sketch. I source my fabrics. I work with a...
So, tell me about your style.
I have a toned body. I look after myself. I work out. I want to show the shape of my body with the clothes I wear.
So, just socks then?
Clothes I...
I've never said this to a woman before, but will you split the commission with me?
Oh my God. Brad, that is the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
Some clues to his identity and his missing dog.
I think that's probably his then. All right, let's find out who it is then. Hello? Who's that? PC what?
Papers and everything. The board reviewed my case and they released me. The hospital did a terrific job. They cured me of all my psychiatric ills.
After more than a decade?
Well, the road to hope is often marked.
So are you. I may be glad to see you, but you're still crazy.
Mania. She went to Russia undercover with her acting troupe and got a lot of highly sensitive secret plans sent back. Just when she was about to go home, she got caught and they killed her.
All right, so when did she have you between all of her acting and spying and getting caught?
Small businesses on eBay are helping to keep the nation going. They are individually brilliant, stronger as one. Buy, sell, eBay.
This is the Pride of Benidorm, huh? We should have gone to Lanzarote. Oh,
Benidorm!
And you can also give it a try because you've got a 60-day money-back guarantee.
Download Best Fiends for free today. Best Fiends.
At Iceland, we've got hundreds of great products for just £1. From frozen favourites to fresh fruit and veg.
From over 100 brands. See how it would look using our virtual try-on. High-quality lenses are included free of charge. Join our 3 million happy customers. We are Mr. Specs.
And they never heard. Probably one of the most important radio announcements we've had in a long time. The landings at Enchon were a complete success. Our force...
Tasty recipes with us now and making delicious cheese straws as well as sausage and parmesan palmiers in another Pioneer Woman.
Delicious.
There are demands. Oprah Winfrey presents Where Do We Go From Here? Starts tonight at 10 on Quest Red.
Now on HGTV, Sarah Moore hits the dump to inspire creativity.
Look, to every single one of you, it's all in the colour. Glorious. Right, I'm going to let you know now.
Foxy Bingo sponsors Friends.
Hey. Good morning, Tiger. I'm making you a nice big breakfast so you can...
Keep yourselves clean. That's important. You'll never want for money. And the glitter of a huzzah is something I've seen the gay ladies pearling their eyes after. Be obedient.
Welcome to Impossible, the quiz with the third dimension. Most quiz shows have just right answers and wrong answers, but here we also have impossible answers. For example, if I were to ask which film starring Tom Cruise features the line show...
Today in Spain, two mates open their crazy golf course.
Roll up!
But will anybody turn up to play?
We've been home for 10 minutes and we've had no customers, so, right, that's it. I want my money back!
Behind only the very best mulberry silk. Soft and lightweight, they drape gently around the body, providing an extremely comfortable night's sleep.
Een filter. Het is dan het water of ze naar elkaar zijn.
Zaibioch ting go crua I gcónaí.
Dummy Bregel yes, agus an sin pass lava play.
Check
in the final. If you get it wrong, Alan has a lucky escape. So.
Right. Okay. I think it's patience.
So.
When you put me in the chorus, but I'm thinking this year it feels right.
Done. You're in the chorus.
Oh, thank God.
Chorus line, which is a lead.
But I'm in the chorus.
Line.
Oh, thank God.
Which means you have a big solo.
But I'm in the chorus.
Line.
But...
Famous vet James Herriot lived, worked and wrote his best-selling books. His former surgery and home are now a museum, but his practice lives on nearby.
Good morning, Skeldale Vet Centre.
Skeldale is...
The Supermarine Spitfire, historic and iconic aircraft. Streamlined fuselage, the gracious lines, the small tail fin. And the elliptical wing, a beautiful design.
is said to be the site of an ancient meteor crater. The circular-shaped mountain lake is at the heart of one of man's most enduring searches. The search for El Dorado. The lost city of...
Props. You feel pretty good. Definitely that, getting in that first clip is kind of sketchy, but, you know, you get there. You just got...
Court. Yeah. And at the time you were in San Antonio with your girlfriend and your son, who's how old?
He's 10 now.
And a warrant dropped on you from some other jurisdiction.
Yes.
And the...
I got you, sir. It will be ready.
We're leaving?
We have to trigger this thing remotely.
Didn't
convinced police to take another look at Luis Diaz, who was still working as a cook.
to come back to the station?
He doesn't speak English.
Sure he does. We need to ask you some questions, sir.
Dice que necesita que lo acompañe a la estación de policía.
Being part of a larger collection, this majestic and rare 19th century big cat could be worth around £1,200.
I was falling back.
The catering truck's ahead of me. The fuel truck's ahead of me. Oh no! I mean, what good would this be in an emergency situation if the bloody catering truck gets there before the fire engine?
Cold, that's all.
You got a flat tyre.
I know I've got a flat tyre.
Why'd you start?
No.
Need a push?
Know your own personal, skill with the textile craft, but it is achievable. It is.
Okay, perfect. And how long do you think, Jane, it would take to make?
Preparing for one of the toughest races of the season.
It's same as greyhound racing, but instead of going round a track, they do it round the fells, so they have more scope to get lost, really. It's just something that you get into.
Luxor, the modern town built on the ruins of ancient Thebes, boasts the highest concentration of Egypt's temples. Here, Belzoni planned to uncover antiquities that would please his patron, Henry Salt.
80% of the stock had gone when we last checked. Your USB will work with anything from the CM300 upwards to the top of the range SDX. And of course, all the images are here. You've got your cut files and you've got your Charisma artwork files.
I would even go so far as to say that participation with NHS Test and Trace is your civic duty. Please, do it to protect your loved ones, do it to protect your community.
Yes. And I know Tony's selling this to go out to buy more craft. I think that's £100 any day of the week, so it's going to go. Yeah. Look, good luck with that. Good luck with that. We're going to find out what the bidders think.
We shall see. Next to face the chaser, it's Mick. Welcome to the show, Mick. From Scarborough.
That's right, yes.
Sunny Scarborough.
Or windy Scarborough. I was
just about to say the same thing. Yeah. And what do you do for a living?
I'm retired now. I've been retired for some 13 years now.
For girlfriend.
Made my heart melt, that did.
And hairy happenings.
Hell, you aren't all straight, no.
Stressed they have no plans to shut down demos planned in the next few days. It means officers must somehow balance public health and public order.
It's not a desirable situation.
Damage you done? We lost our sponsorship and Phoenix nearly went under.
I'm really sorry.
I don't think Albert would want to play alongside you.
But I've apologised to her and she's forgiven me.
Liam, I don't care. You're toxic and you don't belong at this club.
Sometimes it wanes, sometimes it waxes, but it cannot be stolen.
I'm pretty sure it's gone.
What comes from within will grow again.
See how he gets on. Anyone can make a mistake, Duncan.
The last thing we want is some new kid wasting our time. Banana.
The test and trace statistics. Daria.
Thank you, Secretary of State. If I can have the final slide, please. As the figures in the top half show, in the first week of the programme, 8,117 people who had tested positive for coronavirus.
In the region like Al-Azhar in Egypt. And very often the Iranians now, under the Islamic Republic, will criticize the Al Sauds for their lack of or their incompetence in managing the two holy sites, and they will
this information within 24 hours of being asked to do so. We really appreciate and recognise everyone's swift response. Using that information, as you can see in the bottom half of the slide, we were able to identify 31,700
operating on a wing and a prayer, or making up what the rules are themselves. Deciding if somebody's infectious or not is not a question for care home owners.
Opposition to the ICC's efforts to investigate alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity allegedly carried out by U.S. troops and by CIA operatives in Afghanistan during a war that is now almost 19 years and
Rollo kept his promise to the king and converted to Christianity. Some people doubted his commitment. One French historian even claimed that on his deathbed, Rollo had 100 men decapitated to appease the pagan gods. But Rollo
In addition, as I mentioned, the wider Western region, which has a high reliance on agriculture and fisheries sector, I would also appreciate if the Minister would provide an update on Brexit and the EU-Mercosur trade agreements. It is an issue constantly being brought up with many farmers I speak to and their local representative bodies.
Thank you. Minister?
Thank you, Deputy. Firstly, maybe in response to your question about the additional offices, maybe that's something that I could come back to you on, as we know.
Morons. Nice morons. Morons like that Jeff kid.
Schwartz? He's a moron.
They're all morons. That's what I'm saying. But any other moron is better than that moron.
This is ridiculous. I took your advice, but you don't get to actually choose who I date.
My dad's plans for Erica may have fallen apart, but my
sister of the defendant.
That's what I wanted to know. Could you stand up, please? Now, there came a time, according to what I read in the complaint, that your then-girlfriend told you that her brother, that would be you,
yes, ma'am,
was having some financial difficulty and asked you if you would be in a position to loan him some money.
Correct.
Away with no payments for the first 3 months. You'll also be driving away with 2.02% APR and €1,000 cashback. So maybe getting that new car isn't such a stretch. Buy now, pay later. See Renault.ie.
We've been talking ad nauseum about Brexit now for nearly 5 years, and I know it came as a huge shock to people in the UK, but also this country and around Europe, when the people...
Do you pod? Always pod safely and keep away from children.
We had this image that because we were going to buy cheaper, we would be cutting our quality, and it didn't happen at all.
Everything was of excellent quality.
Don't even go there.
I've learned my lesson.
Both you and Curtis went there, and I'm afraid that means we have to say goodbye, and we'll see you both tomorrow. Andrew and Gary.
Change, and you can charge more for this.
Peggy, this is the 1960s. The undertaking business has moved on. Expectations have changed. You know not of what you speak.
Oh, do I not?
Whoa, that's better.
You look like a genie. If I had 3 wishes, I'd wish that Stacey would just leave us alone.
I have an idea.
In my entourage today, I have my mother Maura, my sister Aideen, my first cousin Maeve, my sister-in-law-to-be Helena, and my godchild Lily.
The dress Ciara has in mind is Bardot style. She has nice bone structure, so I think it would be quite nice.
She thinks she knows what she wants.
In your Saorview box or TV, you have the option of selecting either an automatic channel scan or manual channel scan. Select Automatic Channel Scan. Then, a pop-up box will appear asking if you want to start an automatic channel scan. Select Yes.
as our watcher, as our surveillance system, and to understand should the numbers start to go up again. In some countries, they've had small blips. So, for example, in China, when they've had imported cases, so they've then upped the...
have a part to play in, which is when we take a test, making sure that we give the right contact details for ourselves, so it's easier for the test and trace team to contact you. Some of it is us learning when's most convenient to reach people. So we contact people 10 times during a 24-hour
amount of weight. Many thanks to all of you, and I'll be back tomorrow, but the last 5 overs now will be negotiated by Jason and by Jim Maxwell.
Andrew Flintoff just grabbing his
positive, practical and poetic, yet unsentimental response I've heard so far to this crisis that's enveloped all our lives. It's from Hull, the Broken Orchestra are Pat Dooner and Carl Conway Davis, and the poetry and the guest vocal are provided by Rick Ingham, who's known as Tin.
Yes, right. Sam, get with the program. What did he say? He said, Sam, get with the program.
Yes, I see.
Oh.
Yes.
रब से यारी दिल है भूला वही दुनियादारी इश्क में करके रब से यारी.
Of course, the of so many human lives unnecessarily. So I do have some concern about places that are opening up without seeing or before they see a steady decline in cases, because this will make things worse in those countries.
Jerson, what is it like? What's your day-to-day like so far?
Thank you for your patience. To see if your local McDonald's is open, visit mcdonalds.co.uk. McDelivery at participating restaurants only.
Hits Radio. Travel with the Hits Radio app. Download to your phone and stream via Apple CarPlay.
Doncaster bypass.
Bad boy chat. Bring it in and I'll bring it back. I love chilling with people who don't, cause then I got more of it. I might pop champagne and pour a bit. I might fly around there and explore a bit. I love chilling with people who don't show greed, cause they can have all of it. And if I like it, swipe it, order it. You can have...
When I this little pen on mine, done the remix, now I got head on grime.
This ain't like any top 10 of mine, I arrived at Wembley ahead of time.
And that's stadiums, man are aliens, I drink Supermalt and Vibranium. I got a RM11 titanium.
And I rock a 597 all day.
Well, 588 must say hi to Chris. Chris has got a parrot. Whilst he's been in lockdown, he's been training the parrot so that when visitors come to his house after lockdown, the parrot's actually going to greet everyone who enters the house.
I could be very surprised if there aren't any. There will be parents who are unhappy, particularly in those exams which are high stakes, like maths and English, where those may well be essential, for example, at GCSE and at A-level, and the university courses that are under high demand. So we expect that these challenges will happen, but we want teachers to be protected. We know in the Republic that teachers have been protected, schools have been ordered to destroy all documentation used to provide the grades.
Obviously, younger generation, it would be Usain Bolt, and watching him just streak away from his other athletes. At that time, in 1996, when I was 13, to watch him and the way he ran, he had a really unique style, that sort of upright style, just to blitz that field. And
sleep.
Have mercy on me, Lord. Hear my cry of desperation. Have mercy on me.
Níos solir a hán. Tá so go man is aber bhí mé éiste le bhí cinse sa Spáin inniu agus caithear meascaní a chaitheú I gcónaí fiú muir an tráid.
The author who's given me the pleasure of anyone over the years is Stephen King.
Author and narrator interviews, book reviews and recommendations in Books of Your Life.
There were no books in my heart.
Portion of people who are at risk of infection we can self-isolate is in the end dependent on people who are infectious getting a test. And so actually we want to encourage everyone to feel safe and confident that they should get a test if they have symptoms, and making sure that we bring as many people as possible who have got coronavirus into the test.
Before that way, and were good loyal wives to their husbands. Sarah, for instance, taking care of Abraham, would address him as my dear husband. You'll be true daughters of Sarah if you do the same, unanxious and unintimidated.
5. Please walk or cycle if possible, and only use public transport if absolutely necessary.
2, we'll see what we can do for you. Haven't come across that. And the Blue Danube is the order of the day. Who's that?
Of every shine.
Well, the story reached Mr. Taftles and made it righty.
See the in Gifra this come on I'm sure all. Check the machen show.
I'm in my bike, you balling your feels. You making excuses, I'm making the mills. You rather quiet in the fire. Smoke you too.
2XM rocks. Just good music.
To visit our webpage, rte.ie/RTE Junior Radio, and you can download our musical chairs, stories and the RTE Junior app, which has lots of fun things to do and to...
This is RTE Gold.
Hall. So, and welcome to one and all in the Reynolds clan. Great, thanks a million for coming on with us, and thanks for praying with us. You're almost veterans at